everybody, it's Ashley from Maiden Wax Magic. Welcome to part 2 on the history of witchcraft. Last week we made it all the way up to the medieval period, so we're going to jump in right there. So buckle up because we're going to get started right now. All right, so let's get started. The medieval period is where religion really started to take a turn against witchcraft. The witchcraft of the early Christian period was basically common sorcery or garden variety folk magic. It was developed over centuries from its roots in the ancient period. Remembering, of course, that writing stories wasn't really a thing yet amongst the non-wealthy because paper was expensive. Witchcraft was passed down through stories from families, in families from old to young. Now, the early Anglo-Saxon magic included spells and remedies, often mixed with Christian religious elements, like saying the Lord's Prayer while making a tincture. Early Christian methods with their saints and divine relics, like the bones of saints and pieces of the spear used in the crucifixion, were just a short hop from the old pagan ways of gods and amulets. I mean, if you really think about it. This was by design. It was to attract possible converts who were comfortable with the daily use of magic and expected the Christian clergy to work magic that was superior to the old pagan way. All right, so we have pagans converting to Christianity and, Christianity kind of adopting pagan ways at this point, kind of just assimilating everything in there so that pagans are more comfortable converting to Christianity. And for a short time, pagans and Christians coexisted peacefully-ish. Then this guy had to open his big dumb mouth. This is St. Augustine of Hippo. In the 5th century AD, St. Augustine declared that all pagan magic and religions were invented by the devil to lure humanity away from the Christian truth. Yeah. Luckily, he also happened to mention that we pagans were all delusional and no one needed to worry about us because we couldn't really do any harm. Thanks, Augie. Unfortunately, despite St. Augustine's attempt to mollify the masses, the church began to make anti-witchcraft laws in the 7th century. Now, not only was magic a crime against society, but it was also heresy and a crime against God. Great. It wasn't until the 13th century that things really started to take a turn. Prior to the 13th or 14th century, witchcraft had come to mean a collection of beliefs or practices that included ointments and concoctions, healing through spells, divination and clairvoyance, and any other dabbling in the supernatural, and was outlawed. Around 1230, Pope Gregory IX assigned the duty of carrying out inquisitions to trained members of the Dominican order. These inquisitors acted in the name of the Pope with his full authority, using torture to get confessions out of accused witches. Eventually, the non-religious courts, as well as all the Christian churches, were involved in the persecution of witches. The Inquisition as a whole had 4 parts. You had the Papal Inquisition, which started around the 1230s, the Spanish Inquisition, which is very, very popular, from 1478 to 1834, the Portuguese Inquisition, which was from around 1536 to 1821, yeah, a long time, and the Roman Inquisition, which was around 1542 to 1860. But humanity's witch craze hadn't even started yet. It hadn't even reached its peak. That wasn't until 1401 when this guy decided to put his 2 cents in. That's all for this week, though. Tune in next Sunday when I get into part 3 on the history of witchcraft. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click on the bell icon so you get notified when I drop a new video. I'll see you next time.